Hello, fellow leggers.
Now, don't panic, because we're not going to take our clothes off, I promise you. But we are here at the Coventry Belgrade to see the UK tour of the play,
The Full Monty.
So stick around to find out all of our thoughts.
And how many stars?
And whether it's break a leg
or leg it. Yes, the Full Monty, it's been on a tour for a while, I want to say, this production.
Has. I mean, it premiered in Sheffield in 2013, then it went round the country, then it landed in the West End for a very short run, and then it went back out on the road again, where it's sort of been ever since. Now, they've said this is the last time it's going out in this current production, in this style. This is it. This is the end, guys. So if you're not going to catch it now, you might never get the chance to see it. So what more of a reason do you need to head along to your local theatre and catch this if you can?
Okay, so what do we need to know about this?
Well, it's based on the smash hit, and by smash hit I mean smash hit, £3 million budget the film had and made like 30 million back. It was ridiculously popular worldwide, in fact. In 1997, I remember seeing it at the cinema. That's really aged me now, hasn't it?
That is going back some.
It's a comedy set in the 1990s as the Sheffield steel mills close. A group of out-of-work, working-class mates come up with a plan to make some cash by becoming strippers. But this group of unlikely lads do it a little bit differently because they're willing to go all the way. The Full Monty.
Interesting.
Great cast for this, and recognisable people from British TV, including Hollyoaks star Gary Lucy as Gaz. He was on Hollyoaks for years. He was a bit of a heartthrob in the late 90s, early 2000s as well. And you know what? Still pretty good looking now. Dinner Ladies star Andrew Dunn as Gerald. I loved him in Dinner Ladies, but he's done loads of TV since. And another Hollyoaks star, James Redmond as Guy, are in the cast for this. Around 2 hours 20, including a 20-minute interval, so we'll be catching up with you then.
So stick around to hear our thoughts at the end.
And how many stars for this piece?
We've come to the interval, which means it is time for the Break-a-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go! You go first, what do you think?
It's good fun, but I mean, what's absolutely making it is the audience. They're absolutely baying for blood. It's 95% women. They're clearly loving the film, and they're at the theatre, which is a great thing. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good night out.
Yes, I agree. I think if you can't beat them, join them, and we're getting on board with the atmosphere of the evening and with all the ladies screaming, and it's a nice developing story being told in a nice dynamic way.
All those classic bits that you know and love. Well, we've gone all the way, guys, and we've made it till the end of the Full Monty.
We went all the way.
So it might be worth saying something we didn't say in the opening, actually, that this did get a musical adaptation in the year 2000. Music by Tony Yazbek, which I cannot stand, personally. I think it's awful.
Okay, I don't mind it at all. I think music is great. It was done over on Broadway in America, and they Americanized it. So this is almost like a reclaiming back of the production, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone off to America, and they sort of, like you said, they did what they wanted with it in order to sell to a Broadway audience. Then the musical came over here, and everyone was expecting Sheffield, and what they got was these weird American steelworks and a story that was just not the
Americanized.
same. Americanized.
Yeah,
but
American accents,
but we've
American
got
characters.
it back in this production, and do you know what? It didn't need changing because the story is one of friendship and has a huge amount of heart. It's that age-old tale of a father potentially losing his son, Mrs. Doubtfire-esque in a way, and I just love the story. I think it's just such a sweet, heartwarming ride.
Yeah, and it's not an easy ride either, because the main character, is it Gary?
Yeah,
Gary, he's almost not that likeable, or is it? He's kind of a lovable rogue, but he's a real bit of a dick.
Yeah.
He just doesn't make the right decisions. He's an ex-con, ex-offender, ex-criminal. He kind of jeopardizes some people in terms of their jobs, and I struggle to get on his side. So balancing up against understanding that, against wanting to see more of his son, is a difficult conflict to balance, I find, as a narrative. So he's got it against him right from the start.
But I think it comes together by the end, and you are on side with him, and you see why he has to act the macho man. I mean, he's surrounded by this culture of machoism, and almost this is...
He is machoism.
Yeah, but
he
this
is almost the epitome of like everything heterosexual in a way.
But I feel that you say that like it's a bad thing.
I'm just saying what he is. You say in Manchester, that's what he is. And that's how he's sold in the show.
But I think this story actually was a bit ahead of its time, because it also is unashamedly feminist. It's unashamedly ladette, and women can be women. For so long, men have objectified women, and they've made them nothing but things to ogle. And women are now standing up and saying, well, why can't we be like that? You men are that to us, and unashamedly so. And I really like that element of the story.
It's true, it does shine a bit of a spotlight on the inequality of how males objectify women, and that when that is turned on its head.
Yeah, men don't like it, do they?
Yeah,
it's quite
don't
interesting.
like the way, yeah, it's nice.
Very interesting.
Nice observation.
Let's talk about the putting this show together. Director Rupert Hill. I mean, it's a single set, but it's very clever. I loved the set, and let's talk about Robert Jones' set for a moment.
Yeah, really nice design, simple design, but nice use of pyros in there, nice use of simple furniture coming on and off, left to our imagination.
Yeah.
Nice use of projection
in there. It gives us enough to not have to overthink it. That's the thing, it's just the right amount.
And it can move very quick because they're not moving big clunky pieces of set around. Yeah. So it moves really swiftly.
Choreographer Ian West, and he's given all of the actors here, made it very clear what their ability level should be. I mean, I don't doubt that some of these actors are capable of a lot more than what we're given. Some of them are probably capable of a bit less than what they're asked to do. But it works so well because they've all got their own individual movement, and I thought that was quite a clever thing as well. So yeah, shout out to Ian West.
Quite close to the film as well. The moves you see in the movie are the moves they recreate on the stage.
And let's also mention the music, because the soundtrack for the full Monty film was one of the best-selling movie soundtracks of all time in the UK, and they've kept all that sort of classic music you expect. You've got Hot Stuff, you've got Flashdance, you've got The Stripper, you've got I Feel Good, you've got Je T'aime, you've got You Sexy Thing, you've got You Can Leave Your Hat On.
It's all in there.
It's all there, guys.
All of those songs.
So
sound design is great.
Yeah, and if that's the reason you loved the film, you loved the music, then you're getting that here. Now, I often ask myself the question, and I have to ask myself when there's an adaptation of something, is, does it deserve to be on stage? Why is it here? When we have a film we could watch in the comfort of our own home, and some people did act like they were doing that tonight in the audience, let's say, but I think it's the audience that are the difference here.
I think I absolutely agree. The audience has come for a good time from word go. They are up for it, they are screaming, and that is bouncing off the actors, and the actors are bouncing off the audience. Yeah. There were times when I couldn't even hear what was being said on stage because of the screamings and the shouting and the crazy. It's
probably the strongest sort of version I've seen of that two-way relationship that a cast have with an audience outside of panto. That's the only thing I can put it to, is that it's almost bordering on panto-esque at times, but it should be that, because you see these women go to these clubs and they're shouting out and they're baying for blood and they want to see a bit of... and they get it in this production, and they know they're going to get it, which is great.
But I guess the thing that's quite clever about the piece is it's the journey. It's not just the woo, but we had certain moments where the audience was also the and
buying
really
into the story.
Buying into more of the sentimental moments of the story. So a nice balance there.
Let's quickly touch on some cast members. Not enough time to mention them all, but I'd say Lewis Emerick is in this cast as Hawes, best known for his role on Brookside, where he was with for 12 years. He's had a massive TV career. Thought he was great. Thought he was really convincing, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was great as well.
Great. Andrew Dunn, who mentioned at the beginning, who I'm a big fan of, again goes to show his acting ability.
He's great.
He is a fantastic actor, and I've always been a fan. Andrew, loving your work still.
Yes, I also loved Kai Owen as Dave. I thought he was brilliant, stole the show for me.
Yep, he's best known for playing Reese on Torchwood, the Doctor Who spin-off, so he's got a massive credit behind him. But you're absolutely right, he's also been in Hollyoaks. There's a bit of a theme here, because we also had James Redmond in the role of Guy, the hung schlong master himself.
And you see all.
What a physique! What
a way to close Act 1.
What an absolute great physique. Women, I think we'll mention Liz Carney in the role of Jean, who was very good too. Sort of the mother wants to do good, and Amy Thompson in the role of Mandy. But we have to mention Gary Lucy, who unfortunately doesn't sell it particularly well in the role of Gaz. Which as the leading man, you would expect more of him, I think. And it was his accent. He tried an accent in Act 1, which I noticed was sort of gone by the end of Act 2.
Was it?
It sort of petered out a little bit, and I was pleased about that.
It's a difficult one. He was a very committed performer. Like I say, he is the epitome of that machoistic, yeah, that kind of lad. Outside of that, technically, I struggled to pick out what he was saying.
His diction.
Yeah, the diction within the accent, a lot of it was just almost white noise. And when you've got a cast around you who you can hear every single word that's being said, it really stands out as a gaping hole for me.
But he's beautiful to look at.
The
so
audience
swings
loved him.
and roundabouts, isn't
Coming
it?
out there was saying, "God, isn't he lovely?" So hey, what do we know?
What do we know? Let's wrap it up. So, for the full Monty, the play, currently out on a UK tour, which might be its last ever UK tour, we are going to give 4
stars for this piece.
Yeah, it knows its audience. It's unashamedly the film on stage, but what makes the difference is being able to have that two-way action. And by that last club scene where you would be, you're full of a club full of worth of women, it comes alive around you.
That's what it was.
It's almost
It's as if we were
immersive
there.
theatre.
Yeah,
it really is.
It was, and the audience was going nuts. I think it's a good, strong piece, a really interesting narrative. If you're lovers of the film, then you're going to enjoy it. And as you said, it's attracting a certain audience, and that audience will love it.
And it's selling really well, so why they're taking it off the road, I don't know. I think this could tour quite comfortably for the foreseeable future.
Definitely works as a touring production.
Yeah, catch it if it's coming to a town near you. Anyway, that's just what I think.
And just what I think, have you seen it?
Yeah,
It's been out for a while
it
in
has.
different various guises.
Let us know, we'd love to know down below. If you want to hear more about what we think and what's coming to a town near you, hit subscribe, you'll see more of us. We're the Break-a-Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye!